Come on, boys, our voice acting career is just ahead. Iceberg, look out!
Hey guys, my name is Joe Zieja and I'm the founder of LearnVoiceActing.com, where my goal is to demystify and simplify the voice acting industry to make it more accessible and to empower actors to take control of their own careers. Today, as you might have already guessed, we'll be talking about bathtubs. All right, okay, no. We'll be talking about the overall structure of the voice acting industry, why people perceive it the way it is, and what you can do as a voice actor to navigate it in a way that avoids burnout and helps you meet your goals. The perception about what voice acting really is always clearly exemplified whenever I tell somebody that I'm a voice actor for the first time. Their first question is almost without a doubt, what have you been in that I know? Have you been in any movies? Does that mean like cartoons and stuff? Okay, yeah, that's great. I've had the opportunity to do a lot of fun stuff in my career, but having so many of those conversations with both laymen and students led me to develop this idea of the voice acting iceberg. The stuff that's the most visible is, of course, those things that I just talked about. You've got your cartoons, you've got your animation, you got your Pixar movies, right? You got your video games, anime. These are the things that happen to have the most visibility because we're a culture that's sort of wired to remember entertainment. But the reality of it is that this portion of the industry is the tip of the iceberg. Even though it's the most visible, it represents 5 to 10% of the industry, if that, probably actually more like 1 to 2% of the entire industry of voice acting. If you're just starting to explore voice acting and you want to see the whole industry instead of just the tip of the iceberg we'll talk about today, check out my Voice Acting Academy. It's the fastest way to get oriented and build a career that actually works in today's industry. I'll put a link down in the description below. Now, as opposed to the Titanic or other ships where you really want to avoid hitting the base of the iceberg, in voice acting, you really do kind of want to focus on building a very stable base by starting at the bottom. That's not to say we don't all have our strengths and weaknesses. Some talent are just not as diverse. That's okay. I have a colleague of mine who makes a tremendous amount of money in this industry doing almost exclusively commercials. He's dabbled in video games every once in a while, but he doesn't find it very creatively fulfilling and he knows he's not that great at it, so he sticks to what he's comfortable with, and that works for him. That part of discovery is an important part of the process, but you won't know what you are or are not drawn to, what you are or are not good at, unless you experience it first. This is why when I teach voice acting, I really encourage students to explore the entire industry. Go find that entire iceberg. There is so much more out there than what you see on the tip. There's another dangerous part to the tip of the iceberg that a lot of people don't really recognize, especially if they're not involved in the industry. And that is, generally, that iceberg tip has a triple threat associated with it. First, there's not as much of it. This means it's much more difficult to book that kind of work. Second, that part of the industry does tend to function in a more insular fashion than the other parts of the industry. Casting directors tend to revisit the same actors over and over, so there's less opportunity for new talent to break in to that part of the industry.
Wait a minute here. They're just using the same actor over and over.
Obviously, it's possible. I didn't start with 170 or whatever IMDb credits. I started with 0 and I still broke in. So it's possible. It's just more difficult than the other parts of the industry that make up the base of the iceberg. And third, it actually pays, on the whole, much worse than everything else below it. I might get paid the same for 1 hour or 30 minutes of commercial work as I do for 40 hours of video game work. That might sound like an exaggeration, but it's absolutely not. Anime pays the worst of pretty much any kind of voiceover work you can do, period. Video games aren't that far behind. And when you combine the lack of opportunity with a lack of pay, you have a lot of actors who do book regularly, but are still struggling to survive and are keeping their day jobs. They're very far from becoming a full-time actor. Put all these things together and you have kind of a volatile mixture of frustration because you're trying to book work in an area of the industry that's the smallest and most difficult to get into. And there's a lack of financial freedom associated with it because you're not booking enough of that rare work to sustain yourself between those tip of the iceberg jobs. I used to joke that my corporate voiceover career supported my anime habit. But the other thing it did for me was liberate me from the desperation of not needing every job just to pay my rent. My auditions didn't sound desperate because I legitimately didn't need the job to survive. There are so many parallels to this in so many other industries, particularly ones in any kind of art or creative realm. In the music world, the visible part of the iceberg is the rock stars, stage musicians, the gig workers, the people that are up there performing in front of other people for entertainment value. But that's an even thinner tip of the iceberg than my example in voice acting. There's so much else inside the music industry that's available for artists to not only express themselves creatively, but earn a good income. For example, session musicians, songwriters, or people who build music libraries that can then get placements and licensing in television or radio or any other of the places that are going to pay them much better than kind of general gig work. In art, there are a lot of different ways to make money other than being the lead animator on a Miyazaki film or a Pixar film, right? There's logo design, there's branding, there's all kinds of other things that an artist can do within their field. And most of it is below the tip of the iceberg. All of what I'm saying here comes back to two general principles that I think are applicable in a lot of areas in life. One of them is knowledge, and the other is intention. When you don't know what you don't know, it can be very difficult for you to make the right decisions about your career. So many people come into voice acting thinking that animation and games are the only things available to them, and they need to pack all their bags and move to Los Angeles and wait tables for 15 years before they get their big break. I think that's a dangerous misconception in the industry. I've tried my best to build learnvoiceacting.com to dispel some of that. But with that knowledge comes the liberty of intention. When you find that you have all the knowledge you need in order to make a decision, you can make any decision you'd like with the appropriate intention. For example, like I mentioned before, my colleague isn't very into video games, never actually needs to do that. If you're okay with having limited earnings, but all you really want to do is character work, that's great. Once you understand that, you can find other ways to keep yourself financially safe and secure and responsible while still pursuing something that you know is going to creatively fulfill you, but you also know is harder to break into and there's less of that kind of work. All decisions are good decisions when you make them with the right intention. I hope this, at the very least, is giving you a little bit of a broader insight into what voice acting really is, what the voiceover industry really provides, not just to actors, but to society. The human voice helps us do everything from understand medical procedures to training at work to knowing where a train is going to go in a station. Yes, entertainment and storytelling are a vital part of society and what we do as actors, but they're not the only part. If this opened your eyes to the full scope of voice acting, the next step is my Voice Acting Academy. It's the quickest way to get oriented, learn every part of the industry, and start building a stable, intentional career, whether you want a side hustle or full-time work. The link's below with a discount as a thanks for watching and getting this far in the video. All right, guys, that's a wrap for me. I want you to go get behind the mic.